Hey, all my wonderful subscribers. It's your girl, the Heartfelt Honey here, and I'm here to do a quick review of Nigeria Jones. First of all, look at the cover for this book. I love the artwork here, and I think that this young lady on the front is a really it really looks like she would look in real life, to say. So the book is about her. It's about Nigeria Jones, and she's a 14-year-old girl. I think she ages up to 16 throughout the course of the book. But it's about her life living in a household where the children, they don't go to school. They learn a lot about Black history and just American history in general. Her father has his own, let's say, organization where he is the leader, and there are several people who subscribe to his line of thought. Reminds me a lot of like a Marcus Garvey, except for it seems as if throughout the book his mission is not necessarily to move out of the country. It's more so about upending everything that has been established. But it's he's a good man. He's a good man, but he does cause a lot of friction in the book with his kind of extremist, if you will, beliefs. So Nigeria, the book kind of chronicles Nigeria's experience living in this type of household. They take kids in, so they take children into their household who have been, running away from their own houses for whatever reasons. Maybe they've been incarcerated and now they're out of jail. And so, they come and stay with their family. And it's like kind of like a group home type of situation, not just for teenagers and young people, but also for adults. And so her mom helps her dad to write the books that he writes that the members of their organization and anybody really can buy and learn about Black history, Black culture, but also about how to protect themselves living in a society that doesn't necessarily support people of color the way that it should, right? So again, she's grown up this way. She's really bright. She's really intelligent. There's a school, a Quaker founded school that her mother had her tests for. Of course, her father does not want her to go to this school. They have raised her. They have taught her everything that she knows since birth in their communal home, where they learn about, like I said, all of the things that they learn about as, right? And her mom, throughout, from the beginning of the book, her mom is missing, and that is the real like crux of the book. And throughout the entire book, as a reader, you're wondering, where is this girl's mother? Why did she leave her and her baby brother? Because her brother is a baby. When the book starts, he's not even 1 year old yet. He's about to have his first birthday. So all throughout the book, as a reader, you're wrestling with, where's her mom? Why would she leave them this way? And so Nigeria immediately starts to pick up, you see from the beginning of the book how she's picking up the mantle of things that her mom was responsible for in the house and in the organization. She is, her father's telling her to go to the library and work on the research for his upcoming book, because her mom would write his books for him. She was a little bit older than him. They met in college. And so they're in Philly where the book is set. Oh, and a major point. I love the historical facts about Philadelphia included in the book. I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but if you get a chance to read it, it's not that big of a book. It's a page turner. I read this book in I think a day and a half. I could have read it in a full day, but I had other things to do. But I could have finished this in a day, because it really is a page turner, because you're wondering the whole time, okay, wait, what? Okay, yes, she's doing these things. She's cleaning the house. She's helping the people who are moving into the house to get settled. She's taking care of her baby brother. He sleeps with her. She feeds him. She takes him around everywhere. When she's going, he's going with her. And then, the whole time you're wondering, where is this girl's mother? So she can get a break. So her father is not happy about the fact that her mom has a best friend who is a white woman, and she is a midwife. She delivers babies, and she delivered the baby brother. And she somehow, Nigeria, goes to go see the best friend just to see if her mom was there. She's looking for her mama. And so she goes there, and then the lady gives her some paperwork that her mom had left there for her And the paperwork was her admission information for this school that her mom had her test for. So she had been admitted, she did not know. And so she's looking at the paperwork like, I'm not going to the school. Like, my dad would not have this. And her own thoughts about the school based on the things that she's learned growing up. She's like, I wouldn't even want to go to the school. But she's also caught in the crossroads because she's thinking, wait, does my mom want me to go to this school? And so she's stuck in between doing and being loyal to her father's ideals and wait, but does my mother want me to do this? And so she ends up enrolling herself into the school. Her father finds out about it, and she's staying with the white woman and her daughter because the white woman has a daughter that's, I think, a year or so older than Nigeria. And so Nigeria and the little girl had been friends up until there was a falling out between the father and her mother's friend, who was the midwife. And so they had been really good friends. Not the father, of course, had not been, because he had adopted these ideals about how black people should live and exist in this country, and being in solidarity with people of other races was not a part of that. So um, so she ends up staying with the mom's friend and her. So her and her friend are around the same age. They're both going to this school, and her cousin actually goes to this school. Her her aunt on her father's side, he has a son who goes to the school, and so she's running into her cousin there too. And so she is struggling because the school has like a chapel in the morning where they have like a prayer. I'm not sure if they're praying to Jesus or who they're praying to, but it's uncomfortable for her. So she struggles with that in the beginning. She also struggles with being in proximity to people who are white because she's grown up in a bubble. So she doesn't even know what it's like to like sit next to a person who is not of color. And so all of these things, these culture shocks are happening to her, yet she still wants to go to the school and learn and debate and just have the debate, because iron sharpens iron. So her going to the school is good for her because it challenges her. So she also likes the creative expression and the time away from the serious rigidness of her household that doesn't really feel like a home the way that it's described, because there's so many people coming in and out, in and out. She's had several people live in her room with her, just people moving and going. And in any case, that would be, it wouldn't feel exactly like a home. It was more like a group home because it was a family home. And so we see her stepping away from her responsibilities to like go outside, and she sees her mother's garden and it's dying, and she has moments where she's thinking about and reflecting on things that her mom did for her that her little brother is not able to experience, like reading The People Could Fly. And so she starts to try to read that to her little brother, and then things get a little bit more difficult because there's a woman in the house her father, who is in the room with her father, and taking up some of the responsibilities, or trying to insert herself on the responsibilities having to do with her little brother. So she struggles with that as well, because she has been her little brother's mother for all of this time, almost a year, since her mother left. And so yeah, she struggles with that. And then the woman ends up getting pregnant, and that adds a whole nother level of crazy to the story. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you how it ends. I would encourage you to pick it up. I will say she herself ends up having a pregnancy scare, which is just, for me, it was like, please don't let this little girl be pregnant. She's 16 at this point. Be pregnant on top of everything else that's going on in her life. Her father is threatening the school because he doesn't want her to be there. He will not sign the consent forms for her to stay. The principal at the school is saying, listen, your father will not sign. You have to leave. And she's like, wait for my mom. My mom will be back. And, she'll sign the papers. Just let me stay. Isn't there something you can do? It's tense. It's intense. And the whole time your heartstrings are pulling for this young girl to have some bit of freedom in the midst of all of the responsibilities that she has, as the face, the representation of her father's ideals in their home and in his movement. Really good book. Well written. It's written by Ibi Zoboi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She was a National Book Award finalist. It's a really good book. It's written so well, and I have so many hearts and things I hearted and loved all throughout the book because it's really well done. Well, I will not keep you all. I do hope you check out this book for no other reason than the fact that, and this is a great book for teenage girls to read. Any of the teenagers in your life, this is a good book for like teenage girls to read. I feel like they would really identify with this. And any person that is wondering about, you know, people who are raised in ways that are different from the way that they're raised. It's good for culture. Any culture, anybody of any culture would benefit. I feel from reading this book, just to get a idea of how other people live. You know, we're not all living the same lives. Well, anyway, I hope you have a great day. I pray you have a great day. Thank you for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Share with other people if you enjoyed it. And I wish you the best. I'll see you in the next video.